What is up, guys? Welcome back to the 2019 Oklahoma Open. My name is Gabriel Dow, and I am here with Bobby Cox.
What's up, everyone?
We are taking over commentary for Luke and Matt. Luke is heading down to Texas to get ready for the Veterans Park Open, which we will also be filming, so be sure to check that out this weekend. But we are out here. Clayton Lawson is in the lead, going in 18 under par. Coda Hatfield and Randy Forsander at 15 under par, and then Taylor Sears and then Lauren Lewis as well are both tied for third at 14 under par. So we've got quite a battle going here in the final round. This is Blackhawk, but Blackhawk X. So you have about 5 redesigned holes, just a little bit different pin placements, but definitely a separator course.
Yeah, I definitely think it's like 4 to 5 strokes harder, wouldn't you say?
Definitely, yeah.
So a lot of separation to happen here, possibly, and yes, there's gonna be some awesome shots.
Oh yeah. Hole 1, this is a par 3, 340 feet on this changed pin position. Instead of the middle on the left here, it's going to be to the right. So it plays more forehand friendly for sure. You just need to get past that first bunch of trees, and from there, as long as it hyzers right, you're going to be looking at a putt.
All right, first we got Clayton, Coda, Randy.
And we got a great group of guys here playing.
Yeah,
this
group
final
of
round.
Oklahomies.
Yeah, really.
Awesome card. I mean, we've got 2 guys from OKC and 2 guys from Tulsa. So these guys really know the course out here. And, I mean, I would expect some really hot scores here.
Yeah, for sure. And Randy's actually the one that kind of designed the Blackhawk X format, so
Yeah,
he's probably the most familiar with this.
absolutely.
And you can tell by his legs that he's been practicing out here. He's got a lot of sugar bite scars or whatever on
Right.
his legs. We got Clayton, who's been almost perfect inside the circle.
And this is
This
looking
tournament.
good.
Yeah, just hits that tree. He's going to come up a little bit short.
Yep.
And this hole can get kind of scary if you go with like a high-speed driver with the forehand, because if you nick a tree, that thing's kicking pretty far.
Yeah. A lot of trees to contend with. And like I said, forehand friendly. But, I mean, we've got 3 guys on the card who are backhand dominant.
Yeah.
So we won't be seeing too many forehands this round.
Yeah, I guess Coda's really the only one that feels comfortable throwing that forehand.
Yeah. And he gets out there. He's going to be just outside the circle, I believe.
Yeah, and Randy's kind of known Tulsa for shaping those backhand shots, so he plays his course really well.
Yeah.
Really good at staying in the fairways.
And that is flipping over.
And that's all right, though.
Yeah, he's going to be right there. About 25, 30 feet. Just inside the circle.
We got Taylor Sears. He's been on the coverage quite a bit as well.
Very, very good backhand thrower as well.
Looks like he got a little bit too much ante on that, but he at least pokes out of those trees, and
Yeah, and
he'll have
that's
an open look.
That's the safer shot. Just throw a sharp anhyzer and give yourself a putt. Clayton just laying up there.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't give it a little like a half go, but
Yeah. I mean, first hole of the final round, he's got 3 strokes, so no need to run it.
Coda couldn't hit there and gain a stroke on Clayton. Here we
Yep.
got Taylor. Yeah, and I'd say this is the premier course in the Tulsa area, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. It's my favorite. I
Same
mean,
here.
nothing can top it.
Randy with a uncharacteristic miss there.
Just a little bit left. This is Coda to save the par.
Woo. Catching that left side.
This is going to be Clayton to save the par as well.
Yeah, and it was kind of surprising to see Greg Barsby not shoot so hot first round.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely was. But
Played it last year
he
and he
came
tore it
back
up.
with a vengeance on Red Hawk.
That's true.
That is for
He
sure.
almost fought his way back to the lead card. I think
Yeah,
it
he was one stroke off.
back? Yeah.
One stroke off, and he said he had missed like 6 putts.
How does
So
that happen?
he
He shot a 47?
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, 47 with 6 missed putts. So, I mean, that's incomprehensible for me,
Yeah.
honestly. Nothing more to say about that. Hole 2, this is a par 4 with this Blackhawk X layout. It used to be just a simple little hyzer through the gap right here, as you can see where the old placement is, but they've moved it back. And so you're really just playing to where the old placement is, and then from there you have a hyzer to hyzer skip shot if you'd like to get up to the basket and take your birdie.
Yeah, and there is a Mando about, I don't know, 40 feet right of where the old basket was. You got to go left of that. So you kind of got to play a little placement shot like you said, and yeah, just try to stay in balance because there is OB that wraps around that basket.
Yeah, there's no going for this one.
Yeah, the only way I can see it is like a crazy roller, but there's really not a whole lot of room to even get that down.
Yeah. Yeah, with that Mando straight ahead, just kind of keeps you straight, and
that's perfect.
That's perfect, yeah.
See, from there, you're really just kind of aiming around that tree and trying to skip around it. Hopefully you don't hit it. If you hit it, then you're about 40 plus out.
Yeah. Here's Coda keeping it nice and low. That needs to get left.
Makes the Mando, and he's actually going to be in a really good spot on that right side. It kind of opens it up for you.
Yep. Some small trees to contend with on the right side, but it's not really in the line.
Yeah, they're close enough to where they're pretty easy to dodge.
Yeah.
Got Randy probably going maybe Destroyer or something. Maybe something a little bit slower.
But he's going to put himself in great position for his second shot.
Yeah, and besides the pin placements being moved to turn it into Blackhawk X, it's really, I think, those OB lines that make the biggest difference. Because usually out here, the OB is just you fighting out of the woods. Like that alone is a couple strokes, harder. But the fact that there's actually OB lines is making it really difficult for these guys.
Coda's actually got a little bit of a gap to go through here.
And the wind was definitely howling out there this final round.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really notice it.
He gets it right underneath the branch and parks it. He's got to drop in 3.
Yeah, like 3/4 of these holes, you can't really, the wind doesn't really affect anything just because you're out in the woods, but out there by that pond, holes, was that 8, 9, 10? Can make a difference.
Oh, yeah. And Randy just barely catching the tree there. He's going to be about 45 feet.
Killer keeping his nice and low and gets over there about 30 feet out.
Clayton with the best look of the bunch. Keeping it nice and low.
Let's go in front of the tree.
Skipping it there.
Slow down.
And that stays in bounds there.
Barely.
Great shot from Clayton. A long attempt from Randy.
Yeah, and Randy's really good at having those safe runs where he's not going too far past the basket if he misses.
Yeah.
And it always blows my mind how high Taylor gets those putts.
Yeah.
He just drops them in.
Yep.
Oh, no.
And Clayton is going to be taking a 4 here. Coda getting a stroke. Moving to 16 under par.
Yeah, and Randy started off red hot that first round on the regular Blackhawk. It's kind of slowing down for this final round.
Yeah. Taylor taps in the par. And Clayton tapping in the par as well. We'll stay at 18 under par, and we are on to hole 3. This is a par 3, 455 feet. It is a tight tunnel initially, and then it opens up a little bit, but not too much. It's forehand friendly. This is ideally a forehand hole, but majority of these guys are going to be throwing the backhand turnover. You really just want to throw something out flat on that left side that has a soft right turning finish to get all the way up to the basket. But yeah, it's very difficult, very touchy.
Yeah, that skip with the forehand is really the difference maker when it comes to getting the birdie on this hole.
Yeah.
The backhand, I mean, you can get it the right distance, but getting it to go straight that far and then right enough to where you have a solid birdie putt, it's really hard.
Yeah. And even Coda, the lone forehand player on this card, is opting for the backhand.
Yeah, it's also easy to saw it off with the forehand, which can get you in some trouble on that right side.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, if you miss left, the trees are more spread out to where you can kind of get up and down from there.
Mm-hmm. Clayton flexing one out there.
Oh, yeah, that's
and that
right
gets
where
the skip and everything, and he is right there about 40 feet.
And it always kind of blows my mind how simple Randy's run up is, or I guess walk up, and just launches the disc.
Yeah.
Like it looks like he's barely putting any effort into it, and it just flies.
Yeah, he's got the best weight transfer of any player here in town, I'd say. I mean, he just gets right into the disc and rips it.
Yeah. Taylor putting a good throw on that.
He's gonna have a putt there. Coda just laying up, and he'll be taking a 3. So Randy's 2 attempt.
Yeah, that tree was kind of right in his way. He had to hyzer around that right side.
Yeah, that's so tricky.
It's so hard to do that.
And Taylor just in front.
Does he putt with the Challenger? Do you know?
He putts with a Focus.
Okay.
Yeah.
About 20 years old, because it looks really beat up.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been putting with that thing for as long as I've known him.
That's the way to do it. Find something that's comfortable and just stick with it.
Oh, yeah. Man, I usually stick with the same putter for at least a year. Randy tapping in the par. Looks like we got Coda doing the same. No strokes on Clayton this hole.
Nope.
Yeah, and a 3 is really nothing to complain about on this hole. There's a lot of danger out there. Clayton definitely wanted that one, though, being CTP at the group. Hole 4, this is a par 4, 480 feet. They really made this one a true par 4, moving that original placement back into the woods. So these guys are going to be throwing a straight putter or mid-range or a distance driver shot, turnover driver shot to get up into this clearing. And then from there, you have a hyzer into this green here, which is a lot more wooded than the original pin.
Yeah, well, I mean, the original hole was a absolute bonus birdie whenever it was a par 3. So pushing this to a par 4 is absolutely perfect. And I think if you got in the woods with the original hole, it's fairly easy to pitch back out and take your par. But on this layout, it forces you to kind of get aggressive out of these woods, and it can cause some serious issues.
Yeah.
So you got to be really careful.
And Coda didn't go too deep into the woods there. He's going to have a pretty easy upshot from there.
And that's the way to play. If you're doing that turnover, you want to push that left side as much as possible and bring it back into the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, I'll have a pretty routine hyzer up to the basket.
This is looking solid as well.
Right in position there.
And that has happened to pretty much everybody that's in Tulsa.
Oh yeah.
At some point in their life, they've been right where Taylor is, and it is horrible.
Yeah, it's the worst spot you can be. I mean, not really the worst. He could have kicked further right, but that is a really good recovery shot from Taylor, and he should be able to salvage the 4 from there.
Yeah, and he was lining that up for a while, and I was almost thinking that he was about to go roller, get super aggressive, but he decided to, take a step back and just play a little bit safer.
Yeah. He did it really well. And here's Coda's second shot.
This is a good spot to be on that right side.
Yeah. He skips it up there, and that is definitely in range. Here's Taylor's third from just in front of Coda.
Oh no, hits that early tree and it's about circle's edge.
Yeah. Clayton has an easy upshot here.
So he's going to skip shot, you think?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
on that left side, skips it up there. Checks up about 25 feet.
Yeah, I thought he pulled that way harder than he actually did.
Yeah, the thing about this green is there's a lot more trees on the left side approaching it than the right side, so you really want to play that opening on that right side.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Clayton did there.
Super solid putt by Taylor, keeping him at 14 under par. Here's Coda for birdie. Nice.
$17 under par for Coda. Here's Clayton's birdie as well.
Man, I love this putt.
Yeah, just putting solid all tournament. Moving to 19 under par.
It just seems like it pops out of his hand with effortless.
Yeah. Randy tapping in the birdie as well, moving to 16 under par. All right, hole 5. This is a par 4, back-to-back par 4s. It's a 560-foot hole, dogleg left. You're really just playing a skip shot hyzer through this gap here, and then from there you have a pretty easy upshot up to the basket if you can get past that gap. If you're behind those trees, it makes it a lot more difficult to get up to the basket.
Yeah, and just being able to see the basket on your second shot is very important as well. I've been in spots where you can't even see the basket and you're just kind of guessing and you're just trying to throw a hyzer skip shot and you come way close or way short.
Yeah. The thing is there's a lot of dirt in front of the basket, so you can really kind of play the slide up. Here we got Coda. And
Looks a little tight.
Yeah, that's looking real tight. But he squeaks through, and
he has
there's
an
actually
inside gap.
Yeah, there's a skip shot from there. And Clayton. This is looking nice.
Yeah. See, if you just get past those batches of trees, it's so much nicer.
Yeah, it makes the hole so much easier. And then from there, he's got just a straight look at the basket. Randy, this one's looking a little tight.
Oh,
but
no,
he gets
looks
it up there
perfect,
far enough, and that's a great shot, actually.
And shout out Gary Harrison, who has parked this hole with a backhand cut roller.
Yeah, it's doable. It's there. If
first you have to have crazy power, which he does, and then the angle just has to be stellar.
Yeah. Oh, and Taylor pulling that one, but still gets through, and he is actually going to have a gap from there
Yeah.
to the basket. Very fortunate break there for Taylor.
I mean, every time I touch a single leaf on that right side, my disc just stops. So I don't know what.
Right,
he
and then
did
you're looking at
different
a
there.
4 or a 5.
Yeah.
Here's Taylor opting for the skip shot, I'm sure.
It's going a little bit too straight.
Yeah. And just found the bushes there. He might have a little gap there through the bushes, but it's going to be difficult.
Yeah. We got Coda gonna have to play that massive skip. Hopefully he can get it down in the right spot. He likes it. He's gonna
And
be.
that's fine, actually.
Oh wow.
He's right there, like
Wow.
20 feet from the basket.
I honestly thought he was way shorter than that.
Yeah. Clayton throwing a effortless shot.
Yeah, probably a putter. Or maybe, that was actually a rock, I think.
Yeah, it was. Randy with AVR 3, I'm sure. Just sliding it up there. He's going to be left with about 20 feet.
There's Taylor. Looks like he's going to go for it.
He's got a gap, why not?
Oh.
Just
Good
barely nicks the cage. Coda for 3. Just a little bit too high. It's Coda again. He must have rolled.
Yeah, he did. Oh, no.
Oh, no. And that is really unfortunate to see. Coda is going to be going from a 3-look to a 5. But Randy knocking in the birdie there. Clayton as well.
Yeah, they both played this hole perfectly.
Yeah, that's perfect positioning, perfect second shot. Easy money.
Randy's going to jump Coda, moving him to 17, and Coda back to 16.
Yep. Hole 6, this is a par 3, 268 feet. You have 2 gaps, one on the left and one on the right. The one on the right is more dangerous initially off the tee, and the one on the left is more dangerous
Down by
in the
basket.
later. Yeah. So it really just depends on what you're comfortable with. I'm sure we'll see the majority, if not all 4 of these guys, throw the backhand line on that right side because they're definitely accurate enough to hit that line there.
Yeah, there's really just one like big tree trunk on that left side down by the basket that eats up a lot of forehand discs. But yeah, I mean that's the play right there.
Yeah. I mean, if you're comfortable enough to hit the line on that right side, then that is the play. Because once you're past that line initially, as long as you're hyzering back left, you're going to be inside the circle.
I also occasionally see people take the middle gap, which, I don't know, that's just for psychos.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's trees that
that's
go
not
throughout
there.
the middle of that fairway, but people do it.
Taylor throwing the backhand route as well. This is looking really nice. Oh, yeah, and skips right up there, about 10 feet from the basket.
And is this the hole that Greg almost aced last year?
Yes,
Okay,
it
that's what I
was.
thought.
Yep.
He like skipped up and hit the top of the cage, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Coda going backhand as well. Ooh. Flashes the front side of the cage.
Yeah, this basket gets ran a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And Randy's, I mean, he made the last putt, but he's not really feeling that putter so far.
Yeah, that tree was kind of in his way. So I'm sure he had to kind of do something a little bit different than what he's used to.
Yeah, that is like the hardest part about putting. I mean, if you're like out in your garage practicing, you got no outside factors to
Yeah. No little branches in the way, no nothing.
wind. That's the main one.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Gabe have become masters at putting with 0 wind, but if there's 5 miles per hour, we are screwed.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes.
Randy taking the unfortunate par there. Hole 7, this is a par 3, 248 feet, and this is the easiest hard hole you've ever seen.
I was literally going to say something like that.
Because there is a super tight gap off the tee, but once you get past that gap and you throw it hard enough, you can get up near the basket, but the difficulty of this hole is just getting through that initial gap.
Yeah, and, I mean, I always want to throw the forehand just so I can keep my eyes on the gap the whole way, but I'm not very good at throwing those touch forehand shots, so I end up just going with the backhand and hoping I make that gap.
Yeah.
I know you take the forehand quite a bit with the mid-range, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Clayton throwing it out there. Perfect. He'll be taking a birdie here. Taylor hitting the gap as well.
Ooh. Man.
Flashing the chains. And he should have a line from there. If you go too deep on this basket, there is just a wall of trees.
Which is like the most frustrating thing because you finally hit the gap and then you still have no look.
Exactly.
Yeah, one of the things that I do pretty often is I'll hit the gap, but I'll have too much hyzer and kind of be stuck in the rough on the left side.
Right.
And I'm just basically forced to pitch back out.
Yeah, it's a touchy shot. And Coda
going for your head
is going deep there, and he is going to be behind that wall of trees that I just talked about. Randy going putter here, gets it out left enough.
That's fine.
And yeah, he's going to have maybe about a 40-footer from there. Coda's got a little gap, but ends up left side.
Here's Randy from just outside the circle for his birdie. Yeah. When Randy's on with the putter, he is a dangerous man because I think he's one of the best throwers of a disc in Tulsa.
Yeah.
Just when it comes to the natural ability to throw a disc, he's one of the best.
One of the more consistent.
For sure.
He's been playing the game for a long time. Taylor with a nice putt there. Moving to 16 under par.
It was pretty cool of Devin and Jason to make this final round tee times so we can kind of form a little gallery as we go.
Yeah.
I always like when they do that.
Yeah.
And I don't have to get up as early.
Jason and Devin both did a really good job promoting this tournament. I mean, I saw posts almost every single day about the Oklahoma Open.
Yeah,
so
all kinds of sponsors.
Yeah, really well done. Great tournament. We are on to hole 8, par 3, 339 feet. You have 2 options here. You can throw the big hyzer over the pond, playing that a little bit more risky side, or you can play the left side and play a safe shot and lay up for your 3. So just depends on where you're at.
Yeah, the hardest part with that big hyzer over the water is there's like a pretty long branch that sticks out about 40 feet over the water, so you have to swing it out way right, have a ton of trust in the disc to get it back left, and this pond has, I don't know, probably 10,000 discs in it,
right?
I'd say. But these guys are...
Clayton, perfect hyzer spike right there next to the basket.
Yeah, top pros in Tulsa, they're going to figure out a way to get it done.
Yeah. Yeah, another thing with this hole is there's usually just a blistering headwind right here because you're in the woods and you're covered from the wind, and you come out here and next thing you know, that wind is just exposed and
that thing was stalling for a long time in the air. Comes up a little bit short, but safe and has a clean look, so you'll take that all day.
Randy throwing out that hyzer as well.
Looks like it's going to be on the left side. That's perfectly fine, though.
Yep. He'll be about 25 feet, maybe just inside the circle.
Oh, that's a grip lock.
But it's stable enough to where it's looking good.
Oh, my
yeah.
God. Dude, that's crazy how that came back all the way.
Oh, yeah. Here's Taylor for 2.
Yeah, there's nothing worse when you're driving on this hole and you see your disc turn even just like a tiny bit. You know it's done for. You know it's not making its way back.
You're like, all right.
Randy.
Great putt. 4 under par for the round.
Dude, that's
through
solid.
8.
That's missing easy, or I guess easy putt on 1 and
6.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a really nice putt from Coda. You can't really tell from here, but there's a slight little downhill slope behind from where Coda was putting towards the basket, and so that's a little bit of a scary putt.
Yeah, and you can see those spectators sitting on the ledge of the water on that backside. It's really like the perfect spot to be, because all 3 of these holes are, you know, inside of each other, so you can just post up and watch 3 cards play at once.
Yeah. All right, hole 9. This is a par 3, 396 feet. As you can see, you have the pond on the right and the left side. The basket is tucked into these trees straight ahead. Ideally, you want to throw a hyzer over the right side pond and skip up to the basket and have a look, maybe about 20 to 25 feet on that left side. But if you throw it a little bit too far, you're going to end up in the rough and not really have a putt for your 2.
Or OB right behind the basket as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this water really isn't a factor for guys that have the arm like they do, but for the AM side, it's a super difficult shot. Clayton's going to be on that right side rough. Hopefully he'll have a look from there. And that's turning way too much to hit that right gap. Yeah, he's going to be over there with Clayton.
Yep.
And all these guys are getting too much turn out of their disc.
Yeah. Must have been a weird wind that day. I can't quite remember.
Yeah, I can't either.
We got 3 on that right side rough so far.
Let's see if Taylor can make an adjustment here after watching those 3 players. That's definitely an adjustment. It's moving left.
Yeah, and he throws it far enough, and yeah, he's going to hyzer right in there. He'll be about 25 feet.
And yeah, Clayton's stuck with a bunch of trees in his way.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst of events. He might have put himself in a worse position.
Yeah. I feel like I've never seen 3 players on the same card in this spot.
Right. It's usually either too far left or
short.
Yeah.
There it is.
Taylor with the lone birdie on the card, moving to 17 under par.
That's what you got to do. You got to capitalize off your other players' mistakes, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Clayton for 3. Man, he still can't really get out of there. There's Coda for par.
We'll stay at 18 under par. Clayton unfortunately tapping in the bogey, moving himself to 22 under par. Yeah, and fun fact, Clayton actually has won the Oklahoma Open in rec, intermediate, and advanced.
Wow.
And is now chasing the Open win.
That'd be something.
With a few stroke lead going into the back 9. Which brings us to the conclusion of the front 9. Once again, so far, Clayton Lawson leading the pack at 22 under par. Randy Forsander is going to be 3 back at 19 under par. Coda is sitting at 18 under par, and then Taylor Sears at 17. So we've got quite a tight race going here into the back 9, and not the easiest of holes either. So a lot of separation can happen here. Should be exciting, so be sure to check it out.
Yeah, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. You can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and we'll see you guys for the final 9.